Fulham 7-0 Luton, hosts crowned championship champions after huge win. Promoted back to the Premier League. Tick. Crowned as champions. Tick. Surpassing a century of goals. Tick. Fulham have everything their heart desires. To paraphrase that popular song they like to play at Craven Cottage, they've been just too good to be true at times this season. Too good for the championship in any case, and so it's back to the big time, where Marco Silva will hope his Fulham can make a better fist of it than their last two visits. There was personal satisfaction for Alexander Mitrovic too, their bulldozer of a centre-forward, who surpassed Guy Whittingham's post-1992 record of 42 goals in a second-tier season. His 2 goals took him to 43, a quite staggering number in the most demanding of divisions. By the end, they were queuing up to score for Fulham. Tom Kearney, Kenny Teat, Fabio Carvalho, Mitrovic, Bobby Deckard-Overreed, Jean-Michael Siri, hell, even keeper Marek Rodak probably fancied his chances. Fulham, 4-2-3-1, Rodak, Teat, Adarabioyo, Ream, Robinson, Reed, Siri 72, Kearney, Muniz 86, Wilson, Carvalho, Cabano 78, Deckard-Overreed, Mitrovic. Substitutes not used, Gazzaniga, Brian, Hector, Chalaba. Goals, Kearney 29, Teat 39, Carvalho 54, Mitrovic 62, 90+2, Deckard-Overreed 65, Siri 79. Yellow cards, Wilson 83, Mitrovic 90+3. Manager, Marco Silva. Luton, 3-1-4-2, Ingram, Burke, Lockyer, Potts, Naismith, Onyedinma, Kioso 31, Lansbury, Snodgrass, Clark 67, Bell, Jerome, Muskwa 64, Hylton. Substitutes not used, Istid, Thorpe, Cornick, Mendes Gomez. Yellow cards, Hylton 11, Lockyer 27, Snodgrass 35, Lansbury 37, Potts 51, Muskwa 85. Manager, Nathan Jones. Referee, Tim Robinson. Attendance, 19,538. Silva's team have been the best to emerge from the championship in quite a few seasons. They've had that relentless quality, but left us royally entertained at the same time. This was the 3rd time this season they've hit 7. Now on 106 league goals for the season, they could yet match or exceed Manchester City's total of 108 in this division from 2001-02. The PA announcer asked the crowd 3 times not to invade the pitch at the end. That was a forlorn hope. They flooded on from all angles, mobbing the players, and the champagne was soon flowing. Let's not forget amid all this that Luton are in the playoff positions, hardly also Rans with nothing left to play for. Their goal difference having taken a battering, they'll now be looking over their shoulder on the final afternoon with Middlesbrough and possibly Millwall hoping to nick their spot. It was scarf day at Craven Cottage. Every seat had a black and white bar scarf placed on it, with supporters encouraged to twirl them around as the two teams took the field. The atmosphere was expectant, and they were soon roaring when Carvalho went down under challenge from Cal Naismith inside the Luton box. Referee Tim Robinson wasn't buying it, and replays suggested the youngster went looking for the contact. Luton simply hadn't been able to wrap up their playoff berth, drawing their last 2, but they were the first to fashion an opening, with Rodak needed to push away Naismith's bobbling shot. But the home side were clearly in a business mood and were soon dominating. Mitrovic had a sighter when he raced onto Harry Wilson's smart through pass, but the striker couldn't generate enough power. Any Fulham apprehension was shattered with their opener on 29 minutes. Teat did well to keep the move alive on the right touchline, and he fed a pass into Wilson. The Welshman drove into the box and had the presence of mind to note Kearney drifting into a picket of space just on the 18-yard line in a central position. Kearney's finish was emphatic, always rising as it crashed beyond Matt Ingram. It was a fitting way to bring up Fulham's century of goals in the championship, the first team to 3 figures in the division since Kevin Keegan's City in 2001-02. All of a sudden, those scarves were swinging again with chants of champions echoing around the ground. Luton's Fred Onyedinma had pulled up with a muscle strain just before Fulham's move started. Impotently, he hobbled about in Fulham's half. But the ball didn't go out, and there was no obligation to put it out. Fulham's second came 5 minutes before halftime, at the end of a spell, when the hosts began to stroke the ball around, and Luton stated to get frustrated with a succession of bookings. Teat did well to control the ball on his chest surrounded by defenders some 30 yards from goal. He stepped forward, and space opened up for a ferocious hit on his left boot directly into the bottom corner. It wasn't bad for the right back. There was almost a third just before the break when Wilson skipped onto Mitrovic through ball, rounded Ingram and saw his goal-bound shot cleared off the line by Tom Lockyer. The cottage was in party mood and Fulham's play only encouraged it. Just after the restart, Kearney was fractionally over with a curling effort. Fulham's third was delicious. Carvalho started it himself before the ball was worked effortlessly from Mitrovic to Wilson, whose little tucked pass found Carvalho's continued run. The 19-year-old was suddenly through in the box and curled home with the composure that has attracted Liverpool. "Stand up for the champions," rippled around the cottage. All we seemed to be missing was a goal for Mitrovic, but it came just after the hour. He required a couple of bites at the cherry after Wilson slipped him through, the ball bouncing back into his path off Reece Burke for the simplest of finishes. Everyone fancied their chances of getting a goal by this point, and when Carvalho threaded a pass into Decordova-Reid, he was able to spin between two lackluster defensive challenges by Burke and Lockyer and blast home. Chances flowed. Decordova-Reid kind of skewed a shot rather than putting his laces through it, allowing Ingram to save. Mitrovic lashed one straight at the keeper. By the time Series somehow found the bottom corner from roughly 30-yard range for the sixth, with a pretty hopeful swing of the leg that skidded in, you started to pity Luton. There was still time for Mitrovic's moment, deep into stoppage time, the striker racing clear onto yet another Wilson assist to slot home. Off came the shirt as he leaped into the Hammersmith end. Mission complete for Fulham.